I can read.
comments,
I think
please?
I can see. Okay. And are they taking notes again this time? Did you see those notes?
Testing.
First
Here
time
we
I've
are.
seen any notes
Is that on?
like
Yeah, that's on.
From that?
New stuff, new stuff.
Transparency. Yes, I can read. I've got a light. Wow, that's really bright. Let me turn off my
Okay,
lights.
7:30. I think we're ready to start. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Skokie Appearance Commission for this June 14th. We are the Appearance Commission. We are here to review the appearance of your submissions. We're not here to review your lot size or anything like that. We're here to look at your project and what it looks like, its harmony with the neighbors, the materials being used, the colors selected, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So if you're here for anything other than that, you might want to reconsider. A couple of protocol or procedure issues. The commissioner to my right will be reading comments from the staff into the record on each of your properties. When your case is called, come on up, pick a podium, stand in front of it, and we haven't not seen your projects other than what's been available on the Skokie website. So some of us may not have seen them at all yet, so give us some time, we'll look at it, hit you with some questions, and then move on the certificate, the appropriateness of your submission. Other than that, we'll start off with a motion to approve or reject the minutes of the meeting of April 26th. That was our last meeting.
I'd like to approve the minutes.
You move that way?
I move that way. Yeah.
Second. Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No opposed, so passed. Okay. So if you're going to testify tonight, I would ask you now to all please rise and be sworn in. If you're not going to testify, you don't have to go through this. So if you want to say anything at all, you have to be sworn in. So I would suggest that you rise and be sworn in. So please raise your right hand. You swear or affirm that the testimony you give tonight will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Thank you. All right.
Okay.
The first case tonight is case number 2023, I'm sorry. Yeah, sure, I could do this. 2023-016A at 9401 Ridgeway, a residential facade and covered porch.
The applicant is proposing to construct a covered porch and change the existing brick. Overall, staff has no objections to the proposed look of the building. Staff is concerned with long-term maintenance if the brick is being painted. Painted brick can trap moisture, chip, and show dirt more easily.
Good evening.
Good evening. My name is Vince Weber. I'm with Normandy Remodeling in Hinsdale, here representing Melanie and Mike Bishop at the proposed address. Just thought I'd do a real brief overview since maybe some of you haven't seen the project. Essentially, the project is going to be adding not only a new covered front roof for the front door. The front door will be shifting slightly to get it centered on the interior vestibule of the home. So just a slight shift of the door, covered roof over the front door, and then a small covered shed roof over the garage door to then balance what is the larger porch, covered porch on the right there, which is south, that wraps around the south side. And that's going to be a nice sort of sitting area where they can enjoy their yard, which is pretty spacious to the south, as well as see their neighbors on the front as well. In addition to those improvements to the massing of the home and the balancing of the home, we'll also be staining the brick. Just a clarification, it won't be paint, it will be stain. The company is called Nawcaw, and it has a 25-year warranty on any fading or peeling or chipping, all the things we don't want to have with colored brick, and that's why we don't paint it. We'll also be painting the stucco on the gable ends as well. as well as the shutters and door trim and things of that nature. So the rendering is a pretty good representation of the general outcome when we're done. I do have a board of a few colors if it is important to maybe see
Please,
some live colors.
absolutely.
So just maybe a point of clarification, we have, this is going to be the brick color.
Mhm.
It's actually going to be two-toned, so it will be this tone as well as a slightly darker tone, so that we get some variation in the brick. This is, the process they use is very active, so they'll put up the base color, and then they'll start mixing colors right there on the spot to get different shadings, so we can really get enough contrast, but not too much contrast. And you basically look at a large swatch, and you say, yes, that's what I want, and then they continue with the rest of the home. But it's really kind of in between these two, would be that second tone. Then we have, this is going to be the color of the gable ends, which are stucco. And then this is going to be the color for the door surround and the new shutters. The roof color is going to stay the same. Any sort of soffit, fascia trim in the white, that's all going to stay the same. But these are basically the three new color highlights to change the look of the home. Hopefully that helps.
Mhm.
The house currently is red brick, right?
So reddish brick, I would say a good example would be the house to the north. There is a picture there. That's the existing home, but sure. Wasn't sure if you had those. That's the house to the south, that light colored home. Up above is the house to the north. And then, of course, our brick is very similar to that color. So it will now start to create a little bit of nice variation between the house to the north and our home as well.
Uh-huh.
Instead of, it does look very, very similar. Even the architecture of the gable with the stucco above is almost identical to our home. So,
Can you speak to the comment about trapping moisture? You say you're using a stain and not a paint.
Yeah.
And
Sure.
I presume that's to address that issue, or?
It is. I mean, this particular process is a proprietary product that they use. Normandy, I've been using them for years. We primarily use them when we do matching of brick. So if we're doing a two-story addition, say on a home that's 100 years old, obviously matching that brick's impossible. This company essentially comes out and matches or stains the brick. You almost can't even tell the difference. We use it very often if someone just wants a complete facelift of the home. They want to change from one color to another. But it is not a paint. It's not sealing the surface. It's soaking into the brick. It's no VOC, all water-based, and has a 25-year warranty.
Awesome.
Brian, I was going to ask if we can see the improvements that are being made. I know the front door and,
Porch.
Yeah, there's
On the
the
side.
front door with the covered entry with structural brackets and a new stoop that is in desperate need of replacing. You can see that's the south side with the wraparound porch.
and that's exterior, correct? Yeah.
That's exterior.
Uh-huh.
And then over on the left side is just a small sort of shed overhang to help balance the roof
Looks good.
on the right side. Smaller projection. It only projects, I think, 2 feet, if I'm not mistaken.
And there are no issues with that porch encumbering on the property line, Brian?
No, it looks like everything's been
Big lot.
reviewed for zoning and
Sure.
appears to be in
Mhm.
compliance.
Great.
I think it looks great.
Any
Thank
you.
commissioners, any
Appreciate it.
comments?
It's really pretty.
I'm okay.
Looks pretty good.
Looks good.
Does anyone want to make a motion?
I move,
Okay.
I can move.
Go right
I move
ahead.
that a certificate of appropriateness be granted for case number 2023-016A at 9401 Ridgeway Avenue, as presented.
Does anyone second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? No opposed? So passed. Good luck.
Thank you very much. Thanks for your time.
Thank you. The next case tonight is 2023-017A at 5134 Farwell for Kevin Vadakadeth, a first floor residential addition.
Staff has no objections to the proposed addition. Staff would prefer to see all horizontal siding and not a mix of vertical and horizontal.
Hi there.
Hi, I'm Deborah Wendling, Wendling Designs, and you said everything looks fine. We are willing to go ahead and change the existing horizontal siding to make it all the vertical board and batten. This is the existing front of the house.
Mm-hmm.
We propose to put a new gable roof over the top there. This is the side, you'll get there. And
Mhm.
that's the neighbor's house
Mhm.
and the other neighbor's house. And so that's, you can see the gable roof over on the right side there with a half circle window up in the gable area. And we're having a new front doors put in, a double with glass, and extending the porch. The covered porch is already there. We're just adding some concrete to the underneath by the doors, because it's only a small little step area. And we're adding an addition off the back, which is gonna match the same. We're gonna go with the brick itself is a red brick, and we're gonna be matching that. I've got samples. Alright, this is the brick that we're planning on using.
Mhm.
It matches, and that'll be on the back of the house.
Mm-hmm.
And just put that down, scrape anything. And this is the white that we're gonna be using in the gable end,
Mhm.
and that will also on the sides. We'll remove the horizontal, which is more of a cream color. And we'll remove that and put the board and batten up on the sides on that. And we're adding the skylights also on that photo. And yep. Any questions?
The comment regarding the horizontal versus vertical, I presume that's at the gable
On
end?
this end, right, whoops, go up one more.
There.
Yeah, no, that's the new back area.
Right.
Which is the vertical board and batten.
Okay.
And then if you go down two more, not go down another one. Yeah, right here is there's horizontal in the gable currently. So we'll take take that horizontal off and put the vertical board and batten on it, which will be so it'll all be the white board and batten.
So in the rear, the vertical is new, and you're
Yes.
going to convert some existing from horizontal to vertical?
Correct.
You're willing to do that?
Yes.
Ah, okay.
I really like seeing the brick on the back too. I
Good.
did the same
Mhm.
thing.
It all blends in.
It looks great. Yeah.
We were able to find the brick that matched too, pretty good, so.
All right. Staff, any comments? Anybody?
No,
No?
looks nice.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
did a good job. Arshana, want to try
Yeah.
one?
I make a motion that a certificate of appropriateness be granted for case number 2023-017A located at 5134 Farwell Avenue as presented.
Second.
All in favor?
Well, is that with the condition to change the siding?
Oh,
Uh,
With the condition to change the siding from horizontal to vertical,
Yeah, correct, to change the existing
the existing
horizontal
horizontal
to
to
match
vertical.
the newly proposed vertical.
okay. Got that.
all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No opposed, so passed. Thank you. Good luck. There you are. Okay. There was a request to, yeah, okay, it's on one, it's in a different order. So the next case we're gonna listen to is, case 2023-011A at 4225 Lyons. a second-floor residential addition for Mike Matuk.
This request was first approved on December 8th, 2021. The revised plans feature some material and window changes. Staff has no objections to the proposed window changes. The current west elevation looks better than the one that was submitted last month. Staff would like to see a stone that complements the rest of the materials.
Hello.
Okay, so we did what you asked us to do. We changed the west elevation, we changed the windows. The last time I presented the color of the Novik stone, actually the manufacturer sent us the wrong color, and now I do have the right color that we brought with us, which I have also a picture that matches that.
Yeah, the windows look better.
The picture is like
Our
next-
existing house has the same color stone between the windows. We're very close. We couldn't find the exact same, but very close.
I have another picture with this next to the stones in there.
It's not in here.
So,
This doesn't look like as many colors in that sample, but.
in the packet, you had a, kind of a close-up of actual, like a Lannon stone.
Hang on. Yeah, there would be a limestone vertical, horizontal, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's right, it was at the end. Yeah, there we go. So this is, while we're looking at it, if you can pass that around. So it's a vinyl,
It's, you can see the difference between, you know, regular siding and this siding in here,
so it's vinyl.
Mm-hmm.
that it's much, it has a lifetime warranty on it, and it does not require any maintenance, unlike any other siding that requires maintenance. This is, like, doesn't hold moisture, does not. We look into this, this is more expensive than anything else that we have around, and the reason we chose it because it matches the existing brick in here, and also it has a lifetime warranty, it requires no maintenance at all.
If this were a rear addition, I'm sorry.
Go right ahead.
If this were a rear addition, we sometimes, if it's not visible from the street, will allow vinyl siding in some occasions. We do not, I don't think since I've been on the commission for a year and a half, or 2 years, have we allowed the horizontal vinyl siding visible from the street. We typically will ask for cementitious or a hardy type siding. Here you've got it listed as composite stone, which is stone, but it's not vinyl. It's
That's what.
That's- that's not-
Composite stone. You can look at I think I sent, also like a description of the material.
yeah.
Yeah.
During
It
the
does say
last meeting, the
Novik
staff
stone,
said
but
they have no objection to the material.
I don't think it's stone.
It's not stone.
It's not stone.
No, it's plastic.
So we
But-
reviewed the plan last time, which was just like the plan this time that says composite stone. And this is vinyl, this is, I'd be really surprised if it says composite stone, because that's like a stacked stone. It's man-made, but it's actually considered cementitious siding. This is not.
So, to that comment, Brian, I know we haven't had many vinyl submissions. Is it in fact allowed?
Yeah, there's nothing in the code prohibiting it, but it's been more of a policy
I
Sure.
believe.
To,
An appearance preference.
yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
Just a couple of concerns I have. First of all, since it's vinyl, there's no variation in color. And I'm just kind of curious how the seams work on it. Are there horizontal seams, or does it get patched together? I guess, I'm not comfortable with it. So whether the questions can be answered, it probably doesn't matter for my vote. Because there's a lot of it.
There is. Can you address how does it butt? How do the joints come together?
It comes in.
Do they lock, or
Big
or
blocks.
are
Big
they
block.
butt?
Correct.
They
Big
snap them
block,
together. It gets snapped.
And they get
I don't like it.
installed.
Okay.
It's not like a small pieces like what we see in here. It comes in the big blocks.
But the edge of each piece is a straight line?
It's straight, I believe so.
No, the edges have like whatever the stone size is.
So it locks in?
It locks in. It's not a rectangle. It's like an irregular. So
Okay.
they lock in a way.
Um,
I'm not a fan.
Yeah, and I don't know that, so that's the front elevation. And the stone that you showed in the pictures was multicolored.
Right.
This is not, and I know
Right.
that those are probably side elevations. So this is not, not really a match at all either. There was no objection to proposed window changes, current west elevation.
The windows are fine. I just think
Yeah.
this looks imbalanced.
Yeah, actually, I like the way the windows work. I think you did a nice job on that. And, honestly, I can appreciate what you're up against since you've gotten this approved, and the costs of everything in the last year have kind of gone crazy. That said, this is for keeps, and I don't like this, and I'm just one person here. Because I just don't think you're gonna be happy with it. I think it's setting a precedence for what we have been approving. It seems like there might be a solution, that's not all of one thing. You've got a really cool architectural element at the door. I've always really liked it from the first time you came in. It's really cool. If that could be some distinctive material, and then look for ways to save costs on other parts of it. By using all of this, I don't think you're gonna be happy with it. I know I'm not gonna be happy with it walking by. I don't know, there's gotta be a better solution to this.
Brian, the existing elevation that we're looking at, do we have pictures of that, or?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with Joe on this one.
I totally agree with it, yeah.
It's not a good match, number one. Number two, it's not stone. Joe, are you aware of any cementitious siding that could mimic stone?
Yeah, well, there's stack stone. I think, in this case, you've got brick, you've got 1950s like Crab Orchard or Lannon stone. You've got a planter that's another kind of stone, and then you're adding this kind of, which is gonna, and pardon my architectural terms, but it's gonna look lumpy. You've kind of this kind of gray-brown vinyl up on top. You'd be better off with some type of horizontal cementitious, and then maybe do something unique on the tower element to, there's gotta be a way that we could work with you on figuring out how to, not now, but figuring out how to do this cost effectively. Because I understand where you're coming from. It's been crazy the last year.
Brian, if it was stone, or not Brian, Joe, if that was stone, is the massing correct? Is it too much?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. If there would be less of it and a higher quality.
That might be a solution.
Just on
Um,
the tower.
So, I think you see where this is going.
Yeah, I see, but I don't see what's the alternative right now, because really we try to match it with what's between the windows. We try to come as close as possible to the brick with the colors.
Mm-hmm.
And we really try our best to find a good material that fits the existing house. And I mean, over there, we try our best to put something so you can see how it's gonna look. It's not gonna be that
It's not gonna be
busy.
that busy, I don't think so, the drawing is a little bit exaggerated because. when
Because that was
there's
done-
Pictures of it, it doesn't look like.
Get to the microphone, or one of the
Oh, I'm sorry. So basically, the other alternative would be regular siding, which is straight horizontal. There is no exact match of the color. For the it's gonna look different. The architect was did not like the idea of putting real stone because of the heavy weight on the foundation.
Sure.
So he didn't like the idea. So he said stone is not a good idea, but if you wanna put something similar in stone but with a siding material, so you don't put so much weight on the foundation, that would be safer to do.
And I also consulted with a lot of the neighbors, coming by, I did show them this,
showed
and they
it,
said it would look great,
color,
they
they
all
said.
love it. Not even one person told me that they don't like it. Not even one person, of all of the neighbors I've talked to.
Well, I don't know that, I mean, we could put it to a vote. I'm not sure, you're gonna get, I'm not sure you're gonna get everybody to agree. We can entertain alternative suggestions if you wanna go down that road, or we can vote, on it. Do you have any other things to suggest? You're committed to this?
We really would like the way the material looks, that it is maintenance-free, the color matches the house,
Mhm.
and from an appearance standpoint, everyone, I've talked to so many neighbors around me, everyone, they said this would look great. Nobody even
Mhm.
have one objection to it. And I also took a lot of pictures of houses around us in the neighborhood,
Mhm.
where they have the actual stone and the second level, very similar. I have
Mhm.
so many pictures, I send them to Brian, I don't know if he has them. There's a lot of houses, there's actually a house right across the street from us that has stones over brick.
Do
you have any pictures?
Yeah, you've
If you-
got stone over brick here. The issue is that you're not using stone, you're using vinyl. And the vinyl is, it's kind of a putty
Monotone.
color,
It's
grayish,
monotone.
kind of grayish brown. It's, there's a lot of it, and I don't agree. I don't agree. Yes, there's, the 1950s, they used stone all over houses. This is not stone. No, I know, that's not, but you're not proposing stone.
No,
See,
no,
that's the-
I know what you're coming from, but they said, our architect said it's not a good idea to put even stone facing.
The weight on top.
Because of the foundation issue.
Right, we're kind of in a loop here. There may be a solution, and we're not gonna get to it, at least in my mind. If you were to propose some type of a panelizer, horizontal or something standard to a fifties house, take this element right here and do a cool material, you're reducing the amount of costs, because you don't wanna do stone anyways, not only the weight, but it's expensive. The reason why you're not doing this, what you originally proposed, is it's expensive.
Right.
No, it's not necessarily because it's expensive. This is as expensive as the hardy board. It's just cost the same, except the hardy board, we were told that it will hold moisture that the bird will eat to it because it's made from cement and wood,
Hmm?
and it requires painting every 10 to
Every
15 years.
5 to 7 years
It's-
minimum.
It needs
Minimum.
requirement maintenance every 10 to 15 years. From a cost standpoint, this is cost just as much.
So this one is also,
Surprising.
it is costly like this existing material?
I'm
So
sorry?
this is a costly things, what you mean? What about the cost between this new proposal and
It's
existing?
very similar,
Very similar?
yeah.
So then why want to change?
Because like I said, the hardy board requires maintenance every 10 years. It has to be painted again. It will chip, bird will eat through it. And that's what we were told by, when we went to Home Depot and Menards. The person who's like helping us choose the material, he said the hardy board it looks good at the beginning, but later on is gonna require maintenance. And even when I looked at the hardy board at the store, they said that it comes primed, but it needs to be painted, and the paint is not guaranteed except for up to 10 to 15 years.
Well, okay.
But it's what
I
it
like
looks
Joe's
like.
suggestion, if, you know, it seems to be, I understand you have some misgivings about the product. I would contend that cementitious siding is a very good product. I've not heard about the concerns about bird causing damage. Personally, I think there's too much mass, whether it was stone or fake stone or vinyl. I like Joe's suggestion, frankly, to just take the element above the front door, do something striking there, and do something to the, that's the north elevation.
Well, this one here
to
does
the
not
To the
actually-
west.
This is
Yes,
north.
that with something, a siding product, something alternative that won't hurt the pocketbook. But I don't get the sense that the panel is going to approve that.
Well, one thing I want to mention, this one here, it does not show that we have a limestone going across. That's in the drawing. The limestone, there's limestone going across between the old foundation and the new one to like separate it. And there's another line also around the windows. So in the drawing, I think we have it in the architecture drawing, not necessarily. This one just basically a drawing just to show, you know, what it would look like. But in the architectural drawing, there's limestone going around, which would separate it and give it a better look, and it's not as busy.
So you heard that elevation? You heard that architecture drawing with you? He's telling that in architectural drawing, he has suggested some different things. So you have that elevation?
This is all I have with the packet that was submitted on.
Mm-hmm.
With the actual drawing, the architectural drawing, there's a limestone line that supports
Thought I
it.
saw
Yeah,
that.
there, it's
I
there,
thought
it's
I
just
saw
below the
that.
window. The issue is, I personally, I don't like it. I've seen that, the plastic vinyl, in a different motif. It was a darker color. It doesn't, I don't like it. It doesn't look good. I don't think you're gonna be happy with it. I know that you're committed to the idea, but you originally had it approved with, I think, horizontal cementitious siding. If I remember right, or it was brick, I can't remember, but it was a striking design. The windows look great with the revisions that you've done, but the siding is just problematic. I don't like it. The color it just doesn't go with anything. There's a lot of it. And if there's a way that you can work with different materials and do something that makes that cool tower element stand out, I think that would be a great solution, but I don't see it here.
Okay, well, you mentioned the colors, but I don't know why
Well, let me,
use a photo of the colors next to the existing brick.
yeah, but you just passed out this,
I know, but this looks right next to the brick. It matches perfectly.
that's what you're showing us
Yeah,
here?
exactly.
Let me see that again.
Because under the light, maybe it's, you know, because when you see it in the daylight,
This is the sample next to the existing stone.
it's,
Exactly.
the color matches perfectly.
You can pass it around if you want.
Yeah, what, you had the board.
Yeah.
So that's orange, and it's got
This looks
different
funny.
colors to it, and
That's in the daylight, this is under the light, and here maybe it has a different
Uh,
expression.
Yeah, I just don't like the color. Looks very dull.
how does this work with the corners? What's going on the corners? And where it meets?
Yeah.
No.
And my apologies for my delay. There's a corner detail that's.
Excuse me, were you sworn in, sir?
No, I wasn't.
Okay, we'll have to do
Yeah.
that first.
Mhm.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you give tonight will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes,
Thank you.
my apologies.
No, that's
I'm-
okay.
I'm James K. Irwin, licensed architect, state of Illinois, and I'm representing the Matukes in the addition of
Sure.
their house on Lyons. The question was what to do with the corner condition with the Novik stone. There is a corner piece that is provided by the manufacturer. So the straight pieces come over to a basically an L-shaped piece that creates a corner condition.
So does it fit together like a puzzle with the other, or is
Yeah.
it like a corner board?
It's not like a corner board,
Okay.
so that the
So it's like a puzzle, it all fits?
yeah, there's consistency across with the horizontal.
Have you used this
elements.
product on other,
No, I have
other
not.
applications?
No.
Any other comments, commissioners? Arshana, any thoughts?
I mean, it looks pretty bulky, so if it's less, then probably it'll be better. Yeah,
Well,
but
I don't know that we're making much progress on this, so I don't even know if we have enough support to make a motion to approve based on current design. So I can ask for a motion. We may not get the votes, may not get the motion, or you could think about a redesign based on the comments you've heard tonight.
Well, I really don't have any alternative.
I have a quick question, and thank you for your explanation, but
Sure.
I forgot your name, sorry.
Kirk.
Kirk. I'm still not convinced of this, the vinyl stone. I'm really apprehensive about how it fits together, how it's gonna weather. These things all shift, and if there's a seam, even if it's I've seen it actually this weekend. I was tapping it at a house I was at, and
It's hollow.
I was like, how did they do this? They figured this out. If I were to be convinced that this could possibly work, I have a real problem with the amount of this you're using. If you were to come up with a design for the tower element with some type of a cool material, whether it's some type of a horizontal or vertical siding, something that fit together with the rest of the design in the house, and you use this in a way that kind of lessen the impact of it, that could be a possibility. The way I see this right now is it's just kind of smeared all over the front of the house. And because you've got, this two-dimension, I get it. It's hard to visualize when it's in two-dimension, but I can visualize that you've got all of this vinyl stone kind of wrapping around everything. If it were just used in specific locations where it ends at a cross wall, it may sit better with me. And what that would be potentially, and I don't want to do anybody's, but if you were to come up to here with it, because you've got a this is limestone, this is
Yeah.
an actual limestone.
Well, that's
sill,
proposed, yeah.
And this would be a limestone stone, that's
That's-
limestone, that is.
Yes, that's right,
Okay,
it's
it's not
limestone.
silestone or whatever.
Right,
kind of
right.
stone.
We're using the real material for the horizontal banding.
So
And-
you've got, you're breaking it up a little bit, but if you were to take a look at that area right there as a different material, that way you're not turning the corner again with this vinyl. I'm trying to figure out a solution that can work for everybody, and I'm
Yeah.
not sure we're there.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with you that if you just did that one part of the upper left side in a real stone, something that would be stunning and beautiful, and the rest would be the same as the siding on the first floor.
Well, I would be concerned, with all due respect, I'd be concerned about placing real stone adjacent to the Novik stone. And I think what this, what this proposal and the previous designs do is it creates a discrete separation between the, let's just call it real brick, and the composite material. Yet at the same time, I could see how I could introduce a third material in what he's calling the tower element to reduce the amount of Novik stone on that elevation. So kind of blending the ideas here.
So what we have done in the past, if you have an idea in your mind right now, if you want to step outside and, I don't know if you have anything you can sketch on. If you wanted to make some changes or propose some changes so that we can get the case heard tonight, feel free. Or, you know, you can make your changes formally, submit them, and we'll hear the case next month.
Okay, let me talk to the owner, let me see what I can do.
Okay, thank you. Microphone, please.
So I have one comment, if we put that Novik stone in the middle only, and then we go with, let's say, horizontal siding, then we'll have 4 materials in the front of the house with 4 different colors instead of 3.
I see that too.
Now the
Challenge.
horizontal look down there is not siding, it's brick.
Mm-hmm.
So and then if we have like real stone in the existing house between the windows, and you have the Novik stone on the middle part, and then we have a brick down there and siding up there, you will have 4 different colors. It's gonna even look much more busy.
I agree with that.
It's a challenge. So if you want to take it out and see what you could come up with, that'd be great.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah. All right, moving on. Case number 2023-018A at 5238 Tui, a non-residential facade for Bon Tui LLC.
Staff has no objections to the proposed outdoor dining area facade. The applicant will need to receive a special use permit for the outdoor dining because the property is zoned B2 Commercial District. Hours of operation, sidewalk width, number of table and chairs. What?
That's the outdoor dining.
Okay. Can I finish?
Are you doing both? Are you doing both cases? Are you doing this case?
property owner for both of them.
Oh.
Oh, you're not doing, this is for the outdoor dining for the coffee house. Oh.
Yeah, happy to.
Okay.
If you're representing
here?
them, the staff has no issues with the
No.
improvements.
Okay, great.
So,
Just
are
needs to
you
be
with this
reviewed.
one? Oh, I'm sorry.
Was there nobody here for this?
Okay, did you
If
finish
they're
your
the-
comment?
If you guys
I
are the
didn't.
owners, could you, are you,
Oh.
is it possible you can represent them?
Yes. Sure.
Okay. Hours of operation, sidewalk width, number of table and chairs will be reviewed through the SUP process.
Okay.
So I'll give a very brief overview. The new coffee house that's opening up at 5238 Toohey's requesting special use for an outdoor dining area. These are the proposed, I'll pull up the existing picture. This is what the proposed, they'll have a sign in this area here,
Mhm.
which I believe they may have already applied for. I believe it's permitted by right. I'm not as familiar with all the specific materials, but they'll have to work out the specifics with the outdoor dining request, the sidewalk width, hours of operation and all that stuff. We just wanted to at least get them for the appearance commission, and they have some work to do through the special use process.
Right, right.
I believe their plans have the,
To the microphone, please, ma'am. Thank you.
I believe Kawa House plans have the proposed outdoor dining area included in them if this applicant has submitted appearance commission materials.
Okay, that's what it was.
Yeah, it's the old Real Urban Barbecue site that closed. So this is what the look is now.
Right.
So as you move through the process, Brian, you'll review the sidewalk and
Correct.
everything, because this is a SketchUp drawing. It looks like it
Yes.
might be a little bit out of proportion.
Yes, they have some work to do with, in regards to the sidewalk, cleaning things up to clearly show they can have a, usable sidewalk if somebody has to exit out of this door here. But this is the general concept of,
So is it does not look like you're touching the existing building at all?
Only to connect whatever.
Right, but you're not changing any
No,
finishes
size
or
existing.
or materials, colors,
That's all
maybe new
existing.
signage, certainly.
correct.
So, all right, so,
Due to the striking difference of what this is with no outdoor patio, walls, et cetera, pergola that's up there.
right, right. Okay, can we go back to the rendering? Great. So, can you walk us through the materials?
The signage has already been approved and is by right.
No,
so-
the pergola
And
and
then
the knee wall and the posts.
Yeah, I believe it's wood, with concrete footings.
Let me see if there's any detail.
Yeah, so these are the details of the trellis structure, I believe.
Good job of winging it.
We're surprised as you are.
Yeah.
All right, so 6x6
Yes.
wood column, I presume everything else is
I
wood.
like it. I
um,
like that.
As well. Okay.
I mean, it appears to match this in color. That's what kind of just the general look of it seemed to be
Right.
okay with staff, but it does appear to tie in nicely with the existing.
Mhm. I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, it looks great.
They're poised to open up in the next few days.
All right.
And again, there's work to be done with the actual outdoor dining special use and cleaning up a little bit with the walks and making sure the hours of, the hours of operation under tables and chairs and people can get in and out of there safely. There's some work still
Yeah,
to be
but
done.
that's somebody else's
Yes.
headache.
Mhm.
Can, one more time with the rendering? looks fine. I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah,
Anybody?
looks good.
Yeah, as long as it passes a sidewalk test.
All right. Any other comments, commissioners? Yeah?
Well, I would just say the posts look a little bit skimpy, but it's not a major problem.
Skimpy?
Yeah, it seems like they should be a little bit wider.
Oh, I thought they looked too bulky.
I mean, it's a standard 6x6.
Yeah,
which is-
I'm
it's
sure it'll carry the
standard.
load.
It keeps it open so you can see
Right.
people sitting there inside. Hopefully you get some people in the area being able to see in there, so you don't want anything
Yeah,
too
I think
thick.
it must be the rendering, you know, if it's 6x6.
All right, I think we're okay with this. Jay, how do you feel?
Yeah, I like it.
Tee it up.
Okay. Okay, I'll make a motion that certificate of appropriateness will be granted for case number 2023-018A, 5238 Tuhi Avenue, as presented.
Anyone second?
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? No opposed, so passed. Good job, thank you. All right.
Stay right there.
The next case is case number 2023-013A at 5220 Tui. Exact address to be determined. New limited service restaurant with a drive-through, also for Bond Tui LLC.
Overall, staff is not supportive of the drive-through request at this location. A special use permit is required for the proposed drive-through restaurant. Elevations. The proposed Love That Chicken sign is oversized and will need relief for approval. Staff is not supportive of the sign and feels it's too large and unnecessary with all of the other Popeyes signage on the building. Staff has no objections to the proposed building materials as they've been updated from the previous submittal.
So this, hi, I'm Elise Murphy from Bond Companies, presenting on behalf of Bond Tui LLC. This is Rob Bond. Introduce yourself. No.
You're doing fine.
Okay, and then we also have Ani Tipnis, who is Popeye's architect and a representative from Popeye's as well. So we presented this compiled presentation with our updates from the last, our last appearance commission submittal back in April. So this has the updated elevations showing the reduced signage, the one sign that we are asking for relief for there on the north elevation. And you'll see complete removal of ethos on all sides and switch to thin brick per the last comments. So we feel that this is, from an appearance standpoint, addressing the concerns that were raised.
Two other things. Again, we'd like to emphasize that all these tenants, no matter who they are, they all have their own branding, and Love That Chicken is an important part of their branding in terms of their messaging and how they expect to be successful. With that sign on the north side, it's really interior to the property and not outside to the rest of the community from that perspective.
I don't have a problem with it.
It does look a little large,
Oh,
but maybe just a little.
yeah, I
Um,
mean,
Brian, is there a site plan or a plot plan?
So
right there.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
great.
Now you
this,
can see right.
this will be basically right around here.
Okay, so
Maybe a
this
little-
is
a little
new
bit.
ground up
A
construction?
little bit.
Yes, a little bit
Okay.
further north.
Great, got it. Can you go, yeah, perfect. So where's that offensive sign? Is that the north
North
elevation,
side.
right there?
So it's just for the customers at the center.
So it'll be visible only from the parking lot.
Yeah, it's
Right.
not facing to it.
Good.
The ghost sign thing seems to be all the rage with everybody, with all of the franchise. We did have a long discussion as a commission about the proposal just to the east. Dunkin' Donuts came in and wanted to expand and do a drive-through. And we had a lot of concerns about how the lighting and everything was affecting the residential neighborhood to the north. And I know that's now kitty corner from you guys. It's a little farther away. There's a parking lot in between y'all, but,
No, that's across the street to the east.
right, yeah, that's what I'm saying. But it's the same, it's the same cross,
But
the
there's
same north-south road.
houses on that
It's just,
side. There's no
yeah, it's
houses
just,
on this
it's
side.
right there. And we were really concerned about, you know, how the signage affected the residential neighborhood to the north, since they were tearing those houses down and expanding. So it was a little different situation. Is there any way to make that sign smaller?
Yeah.
I would like to
Well,
see that
how-
happen. I just,
I mean, right now.
these trends come and go, and that's not, it's gonna be painted on, it's kind of,
No,
it's kind of washed.
actually,
Oh, it's not it's not a ghost
It's
sign?
not painted.
It's
It'll be
actual.
an acrylic sign
Oh, okay.
in white.
Oh, see, I thought that was gonna be, because I've seen them as the ghost, kind of the washed,
No, I
whitewash.
think there's a detail in the signage proposal.
Yeah, I guess I overlooked it because I was just as made an assumption.
So you'll see that sign is, kind of projects out, and I believe it's about
Not
an
on the
inch and a half. I want to say it's about 3/8
Dang.
inch thick.
It's, you know, it's like the fake stone we just looked at. It's like, now you're doing fake graffiti and doing graffiti out of vinyl? Oh, dang.
I can bring real graffiti.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, that's the whole point of the
Could be
ghost sign thing,
painted?
is I know Kentucky Fried Chicken has been doing that, and it's, and, you know, I think it's, the burger joint has got it as well.
Yeah, they do.
burger joint, yeah,
Looks like
it does.
stenciling on the brick.
Yeah.
So, I have a question, though. If the drive-through request is rejected, does that change your whole elevation concept?
Well, I don't think we'll have a tenant if the drive-through gets rejected, but
Ah.
that's be a plan.
Okay. It's a good answer.
If the sign were smaller, I don't have any problems with any of the other, I do have a question about the long dead end that you're proposing, and that's not our just to get it on the record. The one bay of parking that's right along Tui, you're proposing, it's like a 150-foot long dead end essentially. So, you may have to lose a couple of spots to make that efficient, at least on the site plan that was in the packet. Is the site plan in here?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can look at
Yes.
that.
And the other issue I had was the
You'll
amount of
see it right there.
landscaping. Maybe I was looking at Google Earth. The amount of landscaping between the sidewalk and the drive-through. I like that the drive-through is farther away from the residential neighborhood, which is a good thing. And Tui is Tui.
It's east to west, yeah.
But, lawn, I think, I would like to see, more screening, whether it's a hedge, something like that, that creates a little better, edge between the drive-through aisle and the sidewalk. The parking is what I was talking about, and that's a plan commission thing, I don't wanna trip over ourselves, but,
Would that be the only hedge, though, in that whole?
there's a
lawn
row of shrubs along, Laramie, at the corner, so just.
Sure, that's fine, but you,
And
you're
you
not
see there,
suggesting-
you've got,
Along
it's
Tui.
not necessarily a
Tui.
hedge, but it's plantings, whatever SM is, probably Syringa and RA and HH,
Like
whatever those things
small
are.
trees.
So there is, it's just that there's, you're gonna have cars sitting there, and you're gonna have people waiting for a bus or walking along the sidewalk. I just think it would be nice to have a better edge. It would be a really easy solution.
Along Tui.
We're absolutely in favor of that.
Yeah, right.
We can do that.
Those are large, mature trees that we're keeping. so
Yeah,
just-
and that's great, yeah,
No,
because they're in the
you've asked
parkway.
us to increase the screening. We're
Yeah,
happy- We're
it's-
happy to do that.
They're not
Yeah,
that many of them.
it would be a really easy solution. I understand why the drive-through's on the two-way side, it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's the drive aisle, it's just as a heads up.
You're not wrong. So we'll work on, we'll agree to do some increased screening in the hedge there.
Any other comments? Joe, wanna do it?
Have we beat up the sign enough?
Well,
Can we make
I'd
the-
kinda like a smaller sign. I
Is
don't
there
have
a
a problem with.
proportional?
I'm sorry?
Is there
I
a
believe-
proportional that we can?
I believe this proposed is what, 12 by 9 approximately?
Correct. It's about 12,
Right.
9 by 9.
Recommend 90% of that current sign. We'll take 10% off.
See that elevation again? Not the detail.
And we'll put your initials at the bottom.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's not facing a public way. I guess I'm okay with 10%. Everybody, and it,
Yeah, if it goes too much smaller, it's gonna look silly.
Yeah,
It's a big brick wall.
I agree. Okay. Joe, what do you think?
All right, I move that a certificate of appropriateness be granted for case number 2023-10, oh, it's 13A, 013A, with the addition of a screen, a landscape screen between the drive-through and the two-way sidewalk, and reducing the Love That Chicken sign by 10%.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No opposed? So passed.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Good
you.
luck, thank you.
Good job with the, yeah, it's got footings and, you know.
I was right, wooden concrete, there you go.
It's good. Okay, recalling case 2023-011A, if they're ready.
Yeah, what do you do with that? I don't know what you do with that. It's just so cheesy.
And by the way, I didn't mean to pressure you into a quick redesign. If you feel more comfortable not, by all means, you know, we don't have to do this now. I just wanted to give you
So,
the
yeah,
option
I
of doing it
appreciate
now.
that. That's why I always tell my students they need to learn how to draw by hand.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So we were discussing several options, and everything from you know, radical change to the
Tower.
proposal
Yes.
to going back to the original. And I don't, we don't have consensus, let's just say.
We did not able, see, the thing is, this project is taking way too long.
Could you,
Yeah, here.
to the microphone, please, sir?
This project is taking way too long, and we've been like, you know, postponing it months after months to get this. First of all, we had to get zoning approval. We got that. We were able to get the permit at the end of August, even though we did get the first approval from the committee in November of last year. We were not able to get the permit until August. By that time, we were able to like order the material, the trusses and everything. We didn't get started until October. So this is going only in like almost a year and a half, or getting close to 2 years. And every time we postpone it, it's just, and then I understand and appreciate that what you guys are asking us to do, but we are gonna look into this on a daily basis. And we like the way the brick is gonna blend in with the existing brick, with the color, with the brick, everything on the house. We like it that way, and that's why we chose it. And plus that the maintenance-free, everything about it, the way it looks, not having 4 different material, 4 different colors, and the limestone that the architect added there, I think that gives it a very nice accent. I've consulted with a lot of the neighbors. Every single one of them said it would look great. Even I did show them the picture, they said nice, I showed them the material.
Mhm.
No one even had one comment in a negative way about it. So, I mean, we are the people who's gonna look at it on an everyday basis. We're gonna live inside the house. If you making me or making us change it to something that we're gonna hate for the rest of when we live in the house, then, you know, I don't know. But we're not able to find, and I don't know what the objection here is. Is it about the material? Is it about the look? What is the objection?
So let me boil that down, and Joe, you can amplify. We're concerned about the color not matching. We're concerned about the material, and we're concerned about the massing of this stone-like appearance. There's too much of it, the color doesn't match, and
Color doesn't match?
I have a picture next to each other.
It does match.
We're concerned about the product. And those are our concerns boiled down to 3 bullet points. Joe, did I?
The simple thing is, I mean, there's, understand that you're gonna live there, this is your house, this is your investment, I get it, I absolutely get it. Personally, I am not comfortable with the amount of it, but the fact that it's vinyl, and we have not approved vinyl, even horizontal, traditional vinyl siding on the front of an addition that's come in front of us, and this is vinyl. And I'm concerned about the precedent of it. I don't think, as far as the color match goes, I know we can argue that until we're blue in the face. Plastic never matches a natural stone. There's always a change. I don't see even with a fluorescent light, I can't imagine how it's gonna match the stone. I would almost prefer that it didn't match, so that you're not trying to, force something. That said, doesn't matter. I don't like the fact that we'd be approving, if we were to approve that, we'd be approving vinyl on the front facade of a house.
Is this vinyl? Because according to the manufacturer, they didn't say
It's
this
not
was-
stone, it's plastic.
HVC, that's
Okay,
what-
it's plastic.
It's plastic.
So let's say vinyl it's plastic. It's plastic fake stone. It's,
On the microphone, please, ma'am.
no, I know, I mean, as I said, we can argue this till it's blue in the face. The bottom line is that it's plastic material that I feel we don't approve that on the front facades of houses.
What if we proposed siding on day one? Would you approve, would you have approved that?
Plastic.
If
Not-
it's,
Siding, regular
kind of
siding.
gave you guys an opening, a little bit of an opening, that I could probably think about it, and I'm only one member, so we could go for a vote, it doesn't matter. I mean, honestly, I'm just one vote. We could have, there could have been a solution where you were able to use that, but not everywhere. And unfortunately,
The
it
question
just,
if you don't mind
Yeah.
interrupting, and I'm sorry about that. The question that I have, when we first proposed the material to the building department, and their first comment says, we have no objection to the material. So the engineers over there looked into it, and they said, we have no objection to the material.
because they're following code. We're the appearance committee.
What it looks
Yeah,
like.
So
Yeah.
what is the, I'm trying to understand.
That's what
Yeah.
it looks
I mean,
like.
What is the difference between the appearance committee and the engineers who supposedly know the material and how it's gonna look?
Yeah, there's nothing in the code book that prevents the use of a polymeric product, okay? We're concerned with how it's going to look today, tomorrow, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, and that is our concern. And that is why it doesn't sound like we have consensus here to approve.
Okay. It's gonna look 10 years from now, they have a lifetime warranty on the material,
And we're concerned about how it's going to look
okay?
in that lifetime.
May I understand what is the concern there, how it's gonna look?
It doesn't look real.
It doesn't look real.
Looks like
What's gonna
plastic.
happen to the
Okay,
joints?
what is the alternative? What do you suggest? You said you have an alternative.
We can't design your
No,
project.
I understand, I'm asking
Um,
about material.
I'm sure there are other materials available out there for your consideration that are in line with your budget. we can't design it for you. You've heard our comments. We suggest that perhaps you go back with your architect to come up with something that we are going to approve. Right now, I don't think you have that.
You do actually have approval, and we could approve the window locations, they look great, it looks great. I think, Brian, are you digging back in the?
I'm gonna try to get the, I'm not sure what
So if, that's the other option, is to just go with what you had approved, and we can approve the window layout. And you could be done, and you can get going.
Meaning going back to the hardy board?
Yeah, whatever was approved a year and a half ago.
Yeah, but when we research it, it requires high maintenance.
It's
I
hard,
don't
it's
think
hardy
it's
board,
true.
it needs to be painted in 10 years. I mean, honestly.
That's like $15,000 every 10
It's
years.
not cheap. It's not cheap.
I understand.
It's
but-
like
But
a
it
new
looks
siding
better.
all around the house.
Yeah, but it's $15,000 every 10 years.
I know.
So you're gonna wrap your house in plastic that doesn't match the color of the stone, because it's not going to, even as much as you insist. It's dyed, whereas the real stone is real. It's not gonna match. The plastic stone that I saw that was this similar, I don't know what the manufacturer was, but it's wavy, the seams look funny. It's vinyl. It's gonna expand and contract. It's not going to be what you think it is. It's not. I'm serious.
Do you remember what month and year you previously, the first approval?
It was like one of the first ones I was on, I think.
2021, I believe. Yeah. 20.
And you made a comment, I'm gonna keep it myself.
Okay, yeah, December 21.
Year and a half.
Okay, we'll go back to the hardy board, even though it's not what we would like.
Yep, there it is. There it is. Well, yeah, I think you passed it up.
Yeah,
There we go.
it's backwards.
It's a great design. I mean, it really is. Done a great job. I think the side elevation that faces, whatever that is over there, Lowell, looks great.
And I think that was a really good suggestion to repeat the upper horizontal windows on the side elevation.
Yeah, the staff liked the window the revision on the window
So-
location, no
So,
issue
so
with
the
that.
owner is, as I understand, we'll go back to the hardy board with the window placement as it was shown this evening.
So,
Or that's what we're requesting approval
so
for,
that,
if I understand
so
it.
you're asking for a vote on the updated window location with the previously
All of the
approved
materials
hardy board
unchanged.
materials.
Julie,
Okay.
can you handle that?
Okay, I'll try. Okay, I'm going to suggest that a certificate of appropriateness be granted in case 2023-011A at 4225 Lyons. Going back to the original hardy board siding material that was approved, and with the updated window placement on the west elevation.
Any second?
It would be the front of, yeah, it would be the north and the west elevation.
Oh, the
Yes.
Yeah.
north and the west elevation, sorry about that, for the windows.
Anyone second?
Oh, second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? No opposed, so passed.
Do I
Um,
get to oppose? Just-
Don't even go there.
Thank you so much for your patience.
It will look
Um,
so
Thank you
much
for your
better.
patience and
No, these,
We,
these are sometimes, difficult to decide, and appreciate your patience. Thank you.